Second Nature for Children is in the house. Coach, how you doing?
Great, great as always, man. How about yourself?
Coach, I'm doing absolutely great. I know we are an hour behind our normal time. You had a little power situation. We're gonna try to go on and get
Yeah.
through it. I definitely didn't want to shoot it without you, so I wanted to wait that time to try to get you on. So let's work on getting through it and hope Georgia Power. You Georgia Power where you are, right?
Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Hope Georgia Power can keep the lights on so we can get through this show at least. So great to
They
have.
text me and say everything was straight, so I don't know what's going on.
They always doing that, and then when they give you a time, recording, they always just either text you or record. You never can talk to anybody, so you just
But
really,
yeah, it's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
you really just don't know because they can did me like that a couple of times and telling me it'll be here. They can told me one time the next day. It'll come on the
Hey.
next day, yo, and it came on within the next hour. So you just never know with them. So let's just hope that everything is good and we're gonna get through it. I think Georgia Power gonna hold out for us. So let's make this happen. So as the family come in, like I say, we are an hour behind and we got our one or two faithful folks. I know they're gonna look out there around 9 o'clock and be like, where they at? You understand what I'm saying? They gonna be like, where they at? So hopefully, they get that notification or they click back on a little later and see that we are here. You understand? We are here. And because one thing about the information that yourself and I put out, if we don't move it, YouTube is not going to move it. The algorithm, a lot of stuff that we talk about, does not care about helping Black people. And so, if we don't move this information, if we don't share this information, if we don't comment on this information, if we don't move it as a people through the algorithm, then believe me, it won't get moved. So I appreciate the one or two people that we do have. And I know a lot of times when we listen to it, a lot of people don't know too many people who really want to hear the truth anyway.
But here's the thing, man. Should what you just said, should we know that by now? What all of what you just said, to put it in in a little synopsis, shouldn't we know that by now?
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's beneficial to us, who is gonna want us to be better? Who? Come on, man. It got to be us. But hey, man,
And,
yeah.
and and that's why I always tell you, coach, no time soon, no time soon, because we won't even do what's free. When
Mm.
you go out on this social media thing and you see and you hear a lot of things that people are talking about and 300,000 subscribers and all the people are doing is just giving out information further as gossip and entertainment. And so you see, where we're focused, where a biggest of our focus is at. But when it comes to information that can move us forward as a people, we don't want to hear it. We really don't want to hear it. But I'm gonna keep putting it out there because I'm looking for our younger generation, our babies, to grab a hold to this information one day and say, hey, these guys are sharing with us how to make it through this journey that we're on. And so that's the reason that I must continue to put this information out because I know for a fact that this information will change your life. Now it's on grown folks if they want to take heed to the information. But my main focus are the children. That's my main focus. That's why I am second nature for children. So that's why I'm gonna go with it, coach. So I want everyone who's listening to share with me, to share with me, do they think Blacks make their journey hard? That's what I want. Everyone who click on and listen to this video, I want them to share with me, do they think that Blacks, and I focus on us as a people. That's why I use that term Blacks. I, everybody else, they do their own group. I don't, that I'm talking about us. I'm talking about us. And I want everyone who's listening to share with me, shoot me a comment, hit the thumbs up. And if you don't like it, share with me why you don't. What was said that you didn't like or what was not true. And I'm not talking about an emotional rant on your perspective or your opinion. If it's something that I say that's true, that is factual, then you have to show me that I'm wrong. That's what you have to do, and not give me your perspective on a fact. Because if it's my perspective and my opinion, and then I respect yours, you respect mine, and we just move on. I don't debate. I'm not here to debate. I'm here to lay out facts, and that's it for me. So I want them to share with me, do they think blacks make their journey hard? And when I say think, I want them to think about this. I'm gonna break this topic down, coach, and I'm gonna get your answer. I'm gonna break the topic down. When I say think, I mean to have an sufficient foresight or awareness to do something. I want them to remember that. When I talk about journey within this topic, I'm talking about moving from one place in life to another, moving from one place in life to another. And along the journey, I want you to think about this because a lot of us can live long enough to know that it's filled with wonders, it's filled with challenges, broken hearts, extreme highs and lows, celebrations, special moments, and memories that defines our experience as human beings. And if we're not learning or maturing mentally through our journey of life, do we make things hard? I'm going to say that again. If we're going through this journey, coach, and if we're not learning or maturing, do we make things hard for ourselves? And when I say hard, I'm talking about difficult to bear. I'm talking about something that caused suffering, difficult to understand or solve. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Do you think blacks make their journey hard? What do you think about that, coach? From the
I
front?
think so.
Okay.
I think so. And let me dial back just a wee bit. As a young man, I heard the definition of life,
Mm,
shifting circumstances and glorious uncertainties. And I never forget that. That's what I heard, from a grown man saying. Life is, a journey, shifting circumstances and glorious uncertainties.
mm,
And that always stick with me. But yeah, I think so. Starting off, man, this journey and our history has a lot to do with our present. We can try to push it away. We try to act like it don't, but it does. A lot of us are caught in, let's say the matrix of being who we're not, just to survive. You know, when you're not encouraged to be your best self, definitely. You're encouraged to be how others feel you ought to be. So you got that conflict. Hence, you have that term what people call code switching.
mm,
When you're in the corporate sector, you're around, your job or wherever, you got to be one way. And then we're around people just like you in the neighborhood or we're away from work, whatever. You can be yourself back and forth. You know what I mean? So you
mm,
got that dilemma. It's a journey. You don't know when it's going to end, how it's going to end. The best I feel you can do is be the best version of yourself. That's the best you can do. Now, also, I don't think we give ourselves grace.
mm,
I think I come across folks who really beat up on themselves. I should be in a certain level of life. By now, I should accomplish it. But, bruh, come on, man. You don't control the whole dynamic of life. All you control is what you do or what you don't do. You know what I mean? So You can't just beat up on yourself. Like, give yourself grace. You don't know what tomorrow brings. You don't know what the next year brings. All you can do is learn from your mistakes and strive to be the best version, you know, of who you are right now. That's all you can do. You know. I know along the way you got to pick up the accolades, the things that people claim. Hey, man, that means that you were successful. But what is your definition of success? That's something you got to do. You got to deal with you. I mean, the ultimate, you have to be able to deal with you. That's the best relationship you can develop. And if you can deal with you, then how you expect to deal with someone else? You know, how you expect to do that? We got a lot of hoops we got to jump through, hurdles, in this life. So how are you going to deal with that being a mediocre version of yourself?
Mm.
You know what I mean? You need to be aware of what's going on around you that affects you. You got to be the best version of yourself. We talk about physical, mental, spiritual. We always talk about that. But I mean, you can't get away from that. That is you, so. But I don't mean to be long-winded, but yeah, yeah, that's what I
That's
feel,
good.
man.
No, that's
Yeah,
good. And one thing you said definitely has hurt a lot of us, where society has put that if you're not here at a certain time and place, then you're not doing
hmm
well. And so I hope that
yes, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
hope everyone took heed to when you brought that part up, because that was real good. And just and I know that can mess a lot of people up, and that can mess a lot of ladies up too, because they've
yeah,
been told that, if you know what I'm saying, what's wrong with you if you're not married, or what's wrong with you if you don't have children by now, with the man, if you're not making this amount of money by this age, then you're not doing this. So that's a great point that we have to be very careful about along this journey, just because we're not where society talking about we should be. It may just not
yeah,
be it may just not be your time right now. Doesn't mean that if you don't keep grinding, your time is coming. You just got to keep grinding. Don't let nobody put you in a box and tell you by a certain time, this is how your life should look, or this is how your life should be, just because someone else's life reached that point at a certain time and age. So that was a great point. We have to be very careful with that, because it'll make us do a lot of times, it'll make us do things that we shouldn't be doing to try to fit in.
yeah, true, true,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So we got to be very careful. That was a great point. But I'm gonna tell you something, Coach. I don't just think, as you answer as well, I know that we make our journey hard. I know we make it hard. And knowing is to be aware of through observation, inquiry, or information. I know we make our journey hard. And I'm seeing through observing and observation myself that we're making our journey hard because, Coach, we're not thinking. I just want everybody to get that right there for 1 second. Coach, we're not thinking. We're not thinking. On a lot of things, we're not using rational judgment. A lot of us are not learning from our mistakes. Yeah. And we're not learning from observing other people's mistakes.
mistake, yeah,
Yeah, we're not
yeah,
learning.
yeah, yeah.
I just
Yeah,
want
you can definitely can say, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to end up like that. So I know what not to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Coach, I can look at it from both ways. I can look at someone, let's just take physical fitness, real simple. I can look at someone that's overweight or obese, and I can say, wow, okay, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. I can take someone who has gotten to a certain age and who still is fit, taking care of themselves. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure
Mhm.
that when I get to that point, that's the way I'm gonna be looking
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
observing. I know how to look at it from both ways, and then I can look around and see mama, daddy, uncle, whoever, the family, friends, and just people from observing. Damn it! If you don't take care of yourself, so this what's gonna happen.
Definitely.
Yeah, just from observation. And I'm not understanding why we're not thinking from observation that you got to take care of yourself. Just from looking around, you can see what's going to happen if you don't. And when we talk about mistakes, we're talking about an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. And if you want to begin to smoothen your journey out, if you want to smoothen this journey out, because the first thing you have to do, this the first thing you have to do, you got to check your mental health. If you want this journey to smoothen out for you, you got to check your mental health by being honest with yourself. I got to slow down right here because anytime we talk about mental health, a lot of
Mm.
people they leave, and they don't understand this the problem. You got to think about and be honest with yourself. Are you dealing with past or present trauma that you need to address that's making your journey rough? Do you realize right now today, if you hear me, if you going through something right now, it could be dealing with either your past or your present trauma that's causing your journey to be rough by right now, and it has to do with your thinking. Are you affected by what happened to you and you haven't healed from it? I just want you to think about this right. This is so important and we missing it. We missing it. If you need to get help, get help. But first, you have to realize that you need help.
A question. Could this be considered mental if you decline to deal with the truth?
Absolutely.
Can that be considered mental?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's simply a denial disorder.
It is
Simply. And like I told you, what I've done in another video, it's over 200 different mental disorders.
mm.
Over 200. So we all have to battle and deal with something. You understand? We all have to battle and deal with something. So absolutely, you have the denial disorder, and a lot of us are in denial.
I only brought that up because you what you we talking about, and I know someone who I said, stop me when I'm lying.
Absolutely.
You're right. You're right. So all I'm doing is stating what we know is the truth and why you feel some kind of way when I do that. Come on now. I'm just stating what it is. Hey, you feel some kind of way. That says a lot. So that's why I asked that. Okay. Okay.
A lot of us had this denial disorder, and a lot of us don't want to accept the truth because we got to understand that the truth comes with admitting. Then it comes
Yeah.
with, yeah, then it
Yeah.
comes with a responsibility and
Mm.
yeah, and then it comes with
Yeah.
accountability. And those are three things to admit, the responsibility, then the accountability. Most of us are running from that. Most of
Wow.
us, coach, are running from that, and that's the truth. And then another thing that we're not aware of is that there are things that are stored. And see, a lot of us don't understand this. There are a lot of things that are stored in our subconscious mind. See, we don't understand that. That can be causing you to have destructive behavior because of the issues that you may have and that you haven't healed from mentally. See, no, we're
You
see,
got it locked away, man. Yeah. Yeah.
it's locked away, and then you may not even be wondering, well, why you doing this or why you doing that? Well, why you doing this or why you doing that? But someone who's conscious to your behavior, you may not even be conscious to your behavior, but someone who's conscious to your behavior, they trying to let you know Something is wrong. Something is wrong. But you don't see it because you don't understand. First of all, you've been doing it so long a lot of times, being destructive, till it just have become second nature to you. It's just something you do, and what's abnormal, you've been doing so long, has become normal to you.
Yeah.
Right. And then we don't understand how the subconscious mind works and how we have things that are stored because we don't understand the mind. We don't understand how the brain works. But there's a reason that your behavior is out of control if it's out of control, if it's destructive, whether you see it or not. That's why I said earlier, first, for you to get help, you got to realize that you need help because it's something mentally that you're trying to escape. That's a fact. It's something that's stuck back there. Either it happened in your past, it's happening now, it's something that's going on that's causing you to drink alcohol excessively. It's something. Don't think you just what they call an alcoholic. There's a reason. That's why they
Reason
have,
for that.
there's
Yeah.
a coach, there's a reason.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a reason that you're getting that pleasure from alcohol to feel that way for your dopamine, for sending your dopamine, your so this pleasure you. It's something that you're trying to get away from a lot of times. When your drug,
Similar with food also, food and anything else. Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
for
yeah,
all these
yeah.
different areas that we struggle with
Mhm.
when we're talking about excessive alcohol drinking, when we talk about drug usage, when we talk about, just like you said, overeating, it's a pleasure. It's something that's stuck in our subconscious mind that coming up, no one took us to see and talk to a psychiatrist or someone who could talk. Man, we can have, let me tell you something.
Uh,
We can just had to put up with it and deal with it the best way
Deal with
we
it. Yeah,
can. And
yeah.
so I want everybody to understand right now that our behavior that you're seeing right now, never be surprised when you read something and you be like, whoa, I can't believe so and so did it. Yes, you can if you understand that we are struggling mentally. Yes, you can never surprise me anymore. You can never surprise me if someone come in and do this and do that. You can't, because I know we're mentally ill. I know that we have issues that we haven't addressed. You never can surprise me anymore, coach. I'm done. You can't surprise me. We are mentally sick, and it shows in our behavior. And if you're working on yourself and you're not, okay, fine, no problem. I didn't say all. But I guarantee you, I'm speaking of a lot of us that we need help. And that's a fact. And whatever problems you may have, please get you some help. Because if we don't start being truthful with ourselves, coach, our journey that we're on and we're moving on from place to place, it's going to be hard, coach. A lot of us are having a hard time right now. And let me tell you something. If you don't start taking care of yourself physically, by exercising and changing your eating habits, as Coach just mentioned, eventually your journey is going to be rough if it's not already rough. Eventually, if you don't learn what the mind is and how it works, if you don't learn what this mind is, these thoughts that are coming from the organ is called the brain. And if you don't understand how it works, I promise you, if you don't start thinking, I promise you, your journey gonna be hard. I promise you. These are facts. These are facts. I promise you. Don't get mad at facts. Coach, if you don't start with discipline, consistency, tenacity, and self-love, these things come from within you. I just gave you 4 keys to unlock success in your life. I just gave you 4. You don't owe me nothing. I'm not a YouTuber asking for your money. I'm giving you information that'll change your life.
Lisa, oh yeah, thank you. Come on, man. Lisa, thank you. We appreciate the fact that you spitting, this knowledge, man. Knowledge of life. At least that, man.
That's
But
crazy. I can't get a thumbs up. I can't get a thumbs up or a comment to move this through the algorithm by letting you know that I just gave you four keys that would change your life. Discipline, consistency, tenacity, and self-love will change your life starting right now tonight if you start thinking. How simple that is. See, they can try to make things so complicated. No, I teach children. So I've broken it down to the least common denominator to how to be successful.
yeah, yeah. But
You
but
got
even
go ahead on.
you guys, well, I know you know, but I'm just stating that we live in a society where uh tangible things are pushed, to overshadow what you're talking about, the essence of what a human being, should be in order to elevate in this life, tangible things. So you got kids and you got adults who just going after the tangible things. I need more money, you know. I need that foreign. I need a bigger house. I need that drip, like they say. You know what I mean? Not understanding that, man, that ain't about nothing. But if you make that, your goals in this life, then you'll find out sooner or later, you know. But hey,
And they get us with their advertising every time because they know what you like. They
yeah.
know what you want. They know. I wanted a burger the other day. I hadn't had a burger in a while. I wanted a burger. And I'm gonna tell you what made me want a burger, coach. I was looking at something and I saw the burger on the paper. So let me tell you something. Boy, that thing, let me tell you something. They almost had your boy, man. They almost had, but watch this right here. I knew that if I went and got that burger, it was not going to be like the burger they advertising.
This, yeah,
Do you understand
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
I knew it was
yeah.
not good. They almost had me though. They almost had, but I knew, and that's how they get us. That's just like when they wrote the book 1954 to sell to the Negro, they know how to get you. And they know
Mm.
that we are people that come from having so much to not having nothing to now having something makes us everything in our
Yeah,
minds.
yeah.
They know that we got to show the stuff. If we get any money, we got to take it and give it right back to them.
Right, right.
They
So,
already go ahead on.
but that's why it's important not only to know yourself, but it's also important to know how people see you. If you know yourself and you know how people see you, then you can really navigate this game called life, man. You're like, oh, okay. So when you see the pitfalls, okay, that's a pitfall. Let me just go around it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
As opposed to being the one going towards it just to be, well, I'm the first one that got this. So I'm the first one that got it. Man, that ain't about nothing. And then what? That product you just acquired, that house, that whatever it is, they can make another one and
Absolutely.
another one, like Apple, right? Another iPhone and another iPhone. This one is 1,000. Next one might be 13. Next one might be 15. And another one. And another one. Come on, man. It doesn't stop.
They know you
It
got to
does
have it.
not stop.
Mentally, yeah, mentally, they know
so,
you got to have it. Yeah, mentally, you feel
so hey,
the Jordan coming out, they know you got to have it. Mentally, they know you
hey,
got to have it.
that's
They know you
right.
got to have it. So I just gave them four keys, coach. And if they take those four keys, man, and begin to challenge themselves, whatever obstacle or whatever thing that they must overcome, learning how to use that mindset to those four keys will help them overcome, man. And if they don't use those four keys that I just gave them, and start thinking. I promise you, that journey is going to be hard, or that journey is already hard. I promise you. And if you don't understand this right here, if you don't understand that your life go through the same cycles as the universe, if you don't understand this another reason we're having a hard time. Your life go through the same cycles as the universe because you're part of the universe. You're a human being within the universe. You have, I've always told you, because you got to think about it. You have a fall season. Well, it's a time you got to give something up. You have a winter season. What's a time you got to pack more on? It's something you got to do more of. You have a summer season. It's a time where you may have to get away from something for a while, where you can go back to it. A summer season can be a hot time. It can be a troublesome time where if you don't go through it, we could never see the beauty in you. And it's just like when I always talk about the firework is just gunpowder and cardboard, but we can only see the beauty within that firework. We have to put fire to it. So sometimes we have to have fire put in our life in order for the beauty. It's not coming to burn you up. It's coming to bring the beauty out of you. And then there's a spring season in your life where there's a renewing time. There's a renewing time. And I'm going to tell you something. If you ever find yourself out of season and you're not understanding that it's a time to let something go when you're trying to live a summer season, but you're in a fall season, you're not thinking, what's going on in my life right now? What the problem? What the situation? What's this? Well, you're out of season and you don't understand that it's time for you to do more of something, but you're trying to renew something, but it's just time for you to do more of something. You're not in a spring season, you're not in a summer season, you're not in a fall season. So we have to make sure that we get an understanding of where we are in life. And that takes you sitting down as an individual and analyzing your own life, spending time with you. That's what it takes. It takes that time. And if you don't understand what season you're in life, I promise you, your journey is going to be hard. I promise you. So we got to get it together. So, coach, this one, again, you and I agreed on that we think that blacks make their journey hard. And one thing I love about coming on with you, and that's why I waited because I love to get your side of the story as well. And it's absolutely beautiful because we never sit down and put anything together. We never sit down and put anything together.
True,
So
true.
right. So that's why I love to get yours and I give mine, and we come together because those two great minds are coming together with common sense. With common sense. And once again, all you have to do is observe and look around. It's real simple. It's real simple. And especially we have to learn to be more open-minded as well instead of being closed-minded and religiously enslaved to certain things that we have to be very careful about. So I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm done. I'm just telling the family, if you want to smoothen your life out, if you want to smoothen this thing out, check your mental health. See where you are mentally. If you don't know how to do it, get help. Hell, hit me up. Let's talk about it. Start taking care of yourself physically. Start working on better decisions, and then take the four keys I just gave you that open up the door to success and whatever it is you want to be: discipline, consistency, tenacity, and self-love. And go be the best person you can be. Coach, I'm done. You got 4 minutes or so. You do what you want to do.
I just want to do a little reflecting, man. You talk about the season just now, and it just hit me. There's a time in my life when I was all over the place. I'm gonna just say it like that,
Mm,
all over the place. You know, uh, uh, two jobs, trying to get the paper, this all over the place. Frustrated with myself,
mm,
because I should be in a better, stage of life and all of that, man. And as I reflect, I'm like, man, I was a mess, man.
mm,
I'm admit it. I was a mess. You know what I mean? I'm glad I'm not there anymore, man.
mm,
I got that clarity. I know what's important, and I'm moving accordingly. And I'm ever so attracted to information, whatever that can make me a better person. And I had no problem passing that on because there's stages in life. We all go through it, man. You know, you can catch me, what, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, talking what we talking, like, man, please.
Mhm.
It wouldn't reach me. You know what I'm saying? So I can reflect. I'm like, wow, wow. All we doing, like I said, man, is just passing on a few gems, few nuggets you can grab onto, incorporate it in your life and make you a better person, man. You know, that's male and female, make you a better person, and then you can spread that around, you spread that light around you, you know. We don't know when this journey is going to end, and it really doesn't matter. What matters is what you do while you're here,
Mm.
you know. No, I know a lot of people are focusing on the upper room per se, when they leave here.
Mm.
Okay, so that matters more than here
Mm.
that you know about, that you live in. Okay, that's on you, man.
Mm.
But it's just elevation, man. Just mind elevation, being a better version of who you are. How well? Okay, what's better way to honor the universe, the creator, whatever you want to call,
Mhm.
than being the best version of yourself?
Mm.
Come on, man.
Mm.
What better way to do that? But that's the way I see life now. That's how I'm moving. And like I said, we just give you a nugget or two, man, to incorporate in your life. So do what you choose to do with it. Hope you make the best choice that's, you know, best for you. That's it, man. That's what I got for you.
Coach, until the next time we come together, I appreciate it. I'm going right now to be the best version of myself as I can be. And until we
There
come
you
back
go.
together, I'll holler at you. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
same here, man.
Yes,
Take care,
sir.
man. Thanks, Georgia Power.